It's another one, yeah. It's a full run, yeah. Oh, it's another one, yeah.
Good evening. Welcome to iBoxingHub. If you're new to this channel, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I go by the name of Biyenge, featuring yours truly, Trey. What's good?
Yes, cuz, you know what? I have to do this intro for you because, your blood, we grew up, watching WWE, man. So I got to do this for my cousin. So big up to you, cuz. Mr. Sports Entertainment's back. We obviously missed you. And big up to Zaire as well, born. So that's obviously the reason why you've been away. So big up to you, cuz. Big up to the whole of the family. Big up to Tilly as well, man. And cuz, I'm just ready to talk business with you. I'm ready to talk boxing with you. We've obviously done a few shows, but before we obviously get into our sponsors, big up to everyone that supported us. Big up to the whole of the family, just to keep, the energy rolling. Like, we appreciate everyone. So before we get into the show, here's a word from our sponsors, D-Rock. Yes. Cuz I know you missed that. You've missed your promo in the shadow boxing. I know you've missed it, but people, 40% off if you like what I'm wearing. If you like what my cousin was wearing during the shadow boxing, please just utilize the discount code, which is iBoxingHub24, and you get 40% off everything. Cuz, Mr. Sports Entertainment, where do we start, man? There's a lot to talk about, man. So I'm gonna let you have the floor.
Right. Okay. Just wanted to briefly touch up the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson situation. Yeah. Look, the fight's done now, and here's my take on it. Right. Jake Paul is a smart businessman. Yeah. Let's be real. Like, look, the end of the day, look, Tyson got paid. He got paid good money. Yeah. He got paid serious money. And no, Jake Paul's not the face of boxing. Don't be silly. If anything, he's the face of like YouTube boxing, should we say? Do you know what I mean? But he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. But then again, on the other hand, it's embarrassing for someone like Triple D or Bertabith or Ryan Garcia to call him out. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, for Triple D, dude, you're a heavyweight champion. Bertabith, you're undisputed heavyweight champion. Ryan Garcia, well, yeah, he's just a clown anyway. But no, it's and the end of the day, look, some people say the fight was rigged. I don't think it was. If anything, it looked like a sparring session. But yeah,
No, cuz I have to agree with you. And look, we grew up, as kids. Our parents brought us onto Mike Tyson, so we had that. I had it personally. I had that nostalgic. Can Mike Tyson produce that moment when we were kids, against Jake Paul? But then your mature wisdom of life comes into play, and you got a 27-year-old fighting, a guy that's nearly in his 60s, man. So it was never, going to work out. Big up to Andrew, who's obviously tuned into the show. Big up to you, my brother. We appreciate all the work that you do in the back end, and obviously the feature who's going to be joining is one of your proteges, I would say. So big up to you. Yeah, cuz I'm not gonna lie to you. I agree with what you're saying, but obviously we're gonna ask Abbas, the specialist. I need to see this fight, cuz, man. Like, if we're gonna talk about YouTube boxing, they've both had pro fights. Obviously, Jake's been more active in the professional scene. You can argue, his opponents, but that's the fight we need to see, because there's a storyline. We used to watch WWE because there's always storylines behind, fights, the build-ups. I think it would be a good fight. What do you think? Is that a fight?
You know what? If I'm honest with you, right, KSI broke it down. He said Jake Paul, I don't think they would want to fight KSI. Reasons for this is because at the moment, Jake Paul, he's fighting. He knows who to fight and when to fight. So, for example, he fought Mike Tyson. That brought in eyes, right? They've done a big event on Netflix. His next opponent will most probably be someone like, it could potentially be someone like Conor McGregor. Do you know what I mean? Again, he's a UFC fighter. Again, you know, he'll bring in a big crowd. Do you know what I mean? Who else? I don't know. So the next big thing will probably be KSI because that will be huge. Like, you know, you've got Misfits Boxing, you got MVP promotion. That'll be massive. I mean, but if KSI was to beat Jake Paul, it's just like, could it affect his value? Because at the moment, he's just winning. Again, he's fighting inactive, older fighters.
Yeah.
You know, and not even that. Remember, Jake Paul and KSI both got beaten by a professional boxer, Tommy Fury. So it just shows you there's levels to this. Not that I'm saying Tommy is high above them, no, but there's level to this. Do you know what I mean? So it just shows you. I think with the jumping jack style that KSI has, it could give Jake Paul a few problems.
Cuz, man, I think you summed it up perfectly, and that's why we're gonna save it for when Abbas comes, man. I don't want it to be a little juicy. I know Abbas is a big Jake Paul fan, so there's going to be a little bit of a yap. So, because obviously we heard the news, I just want to briefly just touch upon it. You know, Benavidez, Morel, we've got that fight happening, and that's going to be another PBC special prime. What do you think about the card, man, and the main event?
Main event, dude. Let's just go. The main event looks amazing. I don't know, honestly, because usually I always say Benavidez, but this is light heavyweight, right? And just judging on his last performance, he looked all right, but this is a serious opponent he's fighting. This ain't no top 15 or 10. Do you know what I mean? This is a serious opponent, so I don't know. I can't really say much. I just have to watch the fight.
I agree with you, and the reason why I put that picture up as well is because look, potentially the winner, is in line to fight, Beterbiev, and I'm not gonna lie, man, this is a beautiful fight for Benavidez, El Monstro, like me, man, I support what he brings to the table, man. I think he's strong. Morel is gonna be a puncher, so it's gonna be a puncher versus a puncher. So we're not going to see 12 rounds in this fight, in my opinion. I think this is going to be an absolute scrap, man. So big up to PBC. Al Heyman is always doing his part to, bring certain events, man. So just to stay relevant. So you got to big up to Al Heyman, PBC. And man, I think it's just going to be a good showing. We've obviously got the fight happening over the weekend as well. Edwards versus Yafai.
Yes.
Just break it.
I'm gonna have to go for Edwards. Former world champion, has had more fights, more experience. They're just rushing his opponent. I reckon they're just rushing him. It'll be a good fight, but I've got Edwards winning pretty much all the rounds. Really, I'll give him a few rounds, but I think Edwards will win. I think it'll be an easy fight for Edwards.
Yeah, no, definitely. Andrew's obviously getting involved, saying it's a huge fight. I definitely think it's a huge fight as well, bro. And I think Edwards wins this. I agree with both of you. I think your fight, he's a good talent, he's a good, prospect, I would say. But Edwards is a former world champion, man. I think that experience, fighting at that level, this is going to be your fight's, first proper, fight at this level. So we're going to see if he's ready for this level, or we're going to see if he's a little bit just, being rushed away.
Either way, I think it's good for your fight because, he's going against a former world champion. Yep. Win or lose, it's experience that he's gaining from it. Do you know what I mean? So then when he does go for, in the future, a world title shot, then he knows what to do.
I think it's going to be a good showing, especially because this is going to be a British scrappers, I would say. But Edwards for me. You know, Sonny. He's going to bring that little sparkle to the fight. But it could be. So you know how we said Morel versus Benavidez. That's boxer versus puncher.
Yeah.
For me, I think this fight is gonna be, boxer versus boxer. But because I just want to introduce the guest that we have coming through. You know what? It's been his week, man, because Aisha did an interview with him. You know, he's doing tremendous work for the channel, and we've got to give him the proper shout out because he grew up watching WWE and still watches WWE. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
We've got Abbas, the man.
Yo.
Eunice.
What's good, people? What's good, people? I love that intro.
Big up to you, my brother, man. You're absolutely smashing it in terms of content, energy, enthusiasm, like everything that you do. You know we sing you a lot of praises, and big up Andy for bringing you in as well, man.
I have a question.
Go.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
All time is Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah. Latino.
Viva la raza. Viva la raza. Nah, I love
times Eddie, 100%, bro. Like, that's the only time I've been sad.
Yeah, that was actually sad.
It was like 9, 10. I remember downloaded the Wikipedia just to confirm he had died. Read it. I was like,
oh
yeah,
man.
Eddie Guerrero, bro.
You must have been in tears when he won the WWE title, man, because that was
No Way Out. No Way Out. I think it's 2004. Yeah.
Brock Lesnar, man, that was just See, wrestling, people don't understand. I know everyone's gonna have their things about wrestling, but it brings a certain emotion to our lives, and we could just connect with the wrestlers, especially when you've known the story, the back end. Like, there's so much behind it, man. So look, I understand, brother. I understand, man.
But Abbas, I wanted to ask you a question because remember we was getting back and forth on the group chat about Jake Paul potentially fighting the likes of Carl Froch, and you said you reckon that Jake Paul beats Carl Froch. I just want to know, like, why would your reason really?
Do you know what? If I'm being honest, I get it. I get why people think Carl Froch, because at the end of the day, traditional boxing fans always think the traditionalist is meant to be the guy that's just coming up or just making a lot of random noise. But if you really think about it, Carl Froch has been retired for so long. If you look at Jake Paul, whatever you want to say about the guy, he's still put in 3, 4, 5 years of genuine work behind the scenes with Amanda Serrano, but also work in the ring. And there's a point where once a fighter's retired, they stay retired. And I look at your likes of Carl Froch, your David Hayes, Tony Bellews as well. I'm like, you guys have had your time. You guys are retired. I don't know how much in shape you really are, but I would trust Jake based just solely off that reason. Is there the skill set there for them guys compared to Mike Tyson, who was 58? 100%, they still have a level of skill. But I look at Jake, I'm just like, respect the guy. And I think that's the thing. Like, if he has a padded resume, as people are saying, your favorite fighter's got a padded resume for the first 10 to 12 fights. That's why I look at Carl Froch. I'm like, yes, you're calling him out. He doesn't need you. You need him. The only person he will ever realistically need is KSI in terms of what they need to build. That's the real person they need. Canelo Alvarez, that's a fake call out. We know that'll never happen. Canelo won't stoop to that level. But your Carl Frochers, your Tony Bellews, your David Hayes, etc., other names that are thrown out for retired fighters who are 6, 7 years out, whatever that is, you can't just pick up the gloves and go again, no matter what you think. And that's my reasoning behind it. Like, I just don't ever see these guys who, again, are of that 40 age plus gap or being able to beat this guy who is taking this seriously. Like, he genuinely is. He could have, when the Tyson Fury fight got called off, he could have been like, right, I don't need to. He went, took a fight, short notice, won that fight as well. So that's what I mean. He's there, he's active, whether you agree or not with the quality of opponents. That's because he's Jake Paul. And he unfortunately cannot fight your journeyman fighter, because the moment he does, people will look, say, the sales aren't as good. Well, yes, the sales are not meant to be as good because of the level of opponent he's fighting. The moment he levels up and fights a fighter of a valued name, he's going to make the ticket sales. The only problem is there isn't anybody outside of KSI in that specific field that holds any real value to his name. But yeah, that's my reasoning. I just don't trust guys who are out of the ring 6-7 years plus to come in, fight a man like Jake who's genuinely active.
No, it's fair. I can't even lie to you, sir, about this, because I can't even lie. We have to give Abbas big props, man, because he's given us a good, background into, Jake Paul, what he's doing in the background, especially for the sport. I'm not going to lie, against a Carl Froch, I'm not even going to lie, Abbas, man. He's so experienced to the point where even though he's been out the ring for a long period of time, he's still in good shape, man. I reckon.
I'm not doubting. Listen, I'm not doubting someone's in shape because he looks after himself. But there's being in athletic shape and being in boxing shape. And how quickly do you get back to a boxing level of shape compared to a guy who's in boxing shape and athletic shape as well? That's what Jake Paul is. The only thing I'll say is I don't know about the size type of thing. You could probably still work around size.
They can fight cruiserweight, man. I think
Carl will do it,
for that. Yeah,
that's the only thing. Outside of that, I just personally look at Jake. I'm not saying he's the greatest thing ever, but I think he's more disrespected than people want to do. I would say he's heavily disrespected in my eyes.
No, that is absolutely fair. Sorry, because you was going to say something.
Yeah, no. Listen, what Abbas is saying, I completely understand where he's coming from and what he's saying. The only people I can see Jake fighting next before KSI, Conor McGregor, because I'm thinking Conor McGregor and Ryan Garcia, they bring in the fans. Do you know what I mean? That they would generate serious money, and plus Netflix will buy into that. Those are the two people that I can see him fighting. But him fighting Ryan Garcia, do you think it'll be a tougher fight?
It'll be interesting because Ryan's a big guy for the weights that he's fought at. So that's the one thing I will say. But I don't know how much genuine weight he can still put on to compare to Jake Paul. Similarly with Conor McGregor. I'm like, okay, you look big. You are a big walking human right now. But how much of that is going to be enough for you? Because you're going to still have to put on more weight. I can't see Jake ever dropping under 185. So you're going to have to level up to that. Or if we are going to do a fight where there's no rules in terms of the weight, you might be looking at a 10 to 12 pound weight difference potentially when it comes to that type of fight being sanctioned. But no, I agree. In terms of the genuine names, Conor McGregor is probably going to be that guy that they look at. But because of what's happened with Conor recently, I don't know whether they want to get in bed with him, do anything and stuff like that. But yeah, there's something there. But I would trust Jake myself.
Yeah, no, that's 100% fair. So I'm not going to lie. Big up to you. Big up to Ra as well. You obviously did the Misfits Supercard preview. Ra obviously did it straight from Qatar. So I kind of wanted to just get the perspective of what you're saying. It's a big event happening over the weekend, of course. This is the super card. It's coming up 28th. It's actually happening very, very soon. It's tomorrow. This is what I'm saying. Got the big card. So Abbas, man, just break it down. Break it down to me as if, like, I don't know nothing about Misfits, but I want you to break it down.
Cool. So the best way I'm going to break this down for you is if you could take the best of the best without the king of boxing in terms of that space, this is what you've got as a card. You've got a fight between Gib and Slim, which is 4 or 5 years in the making. There's genuine history behind it because Slim apparently got Gib his first fight with Jake Paul, which he lost. Ever since then, things have gone a bit sour. Gib's been chasing him. Slim's been chasing him. They're going back and forth. But then Gib got into that situation where he started calling out Misfits and KSI, which ruined their friendship. Funny enough, Gib was commentating when KSI fought Logan, I think the second time, and he was cheering for him. So you've got a genuine backstory where Gib feels like he's never been given the respect from this influencer boxing scene from KSI and stuff like that. Therefore, he basically went on his own little path. If I'm honest, it didn't really work out. And therefore, if you've seen the press conferences, I was saying it on the preview as well, this is the first time I've ever seen someone that's leading the promotion side of things, like KSI, actively siding with someone he was meant to fight in the summertime as well. So when you look at it, there's genuine history behind this particular fight, and they're making history. It's 8 3-minute rounds. So again, this is my point when I go back to when people say, this is novelty and stuff. Yes, there is a bit of novelty, hence why the name is Misfits. You're going to get a little bit of chaos. But at the top end of this, you are going to get guys who are taking this seriously, who are training hard, who are genuinely putting in effort, not necessarily to sell the card as well, but also to actually be in the gym, to be training. These guys have fights that get fallen through. In the case of Slim, he had a fight fallen through that was meant to be in Ireland. What did he do? He made sure that he was still in the gym, still active. With Gabe, he's coming off a big layoff. I think it was, I can't remember when he last fought, but it's been a while. So you've got that side of things. But yeah, like I said, this is a true, genuine fight. 8 3-minute rounds is no jokes. It's not a case of we're doing 8 2-minute rounds or anything like that. This is proper, actual boxing rounds that these guys are putting themselves through. They're putting real money into real camps, and they're making it serious for, and not necessarily the Misfit fan. I want regular fans to tune in and hopefully see what these guys put them through. Undercard-wise, you've got technical side of things. Let me just bring up the names quickly again. You've got Little Cray Cray and Yudi Gang lightweight title. I believe it's 5 3-minute rounds. Again, two guys who, from a technical standpoint, will bring that towards the game. You'll see genuine technical boxing from both guys. King Kenny and Salt Papi, again, two fighters. Trajectory has been quite similar in terms of the boxing side of things. Started off pretty hot with wins, had a few losses. Again, two guys who are meant to clash. The timing's never been right, but we're here where it's a case of if one of the guys wins, they go on to that next level and fight the winner of your Slim versus Gibb. If the guy loses, it's right back down the pecking order. There's a lot to go in that. There was a bit of controversy in that one because originally it was 6 3-minute rounds. Someone got a contract offer for 5 3-minute rounds. And in traditional Misfit side, to settle it, they flipped a coin. So that's where the chaos is. To make the fight, you have to flip a coin to decide the rules. So look, there is a bit of fun that goes with it. But when I say these guys do take it seriously, I think now you're seeing a lot more. And that's credit to Mums as well, because he said that. He goes, yes, we were a bit of fun. But I think I want to transition that to, yes, we can be chaotic in press conferences. We can have the odd novelty fight. But the truth of it is we want to kind of stack these cards where we are having these newer guys come in where, yes, we're putting them in easy fights, as you see with traditional guys. But also at the top end, the last few fights, we want to showcase the best of the best, as well as some of our upcoming guys in fights that we want to showcase their skills. So, yeah, super good card. Like when they say it's a super card, for this scene, it is genuinely a super card.
Wow, man. The way Abbas promoted this card, you need to be...
Misfits, hide me right now.
This is our crossover specialist. So, guys, if you've not tuned into the crossover, Abbas is running a tremendous project. And I'm just really excited about the next event that you have as well, bro.
King Kenny and is it King Kenny and Salt Papi?
Yeah,
that's a good fight. I'm more leaning against Salt Papi, you know.
Do you know what? I understand why, because he's got, I would say, the more highlight knockout reels.
Yeah.
But the only thing I will say, and it's kind of an issue for both guys, but I'll say more for Salt Papi, is if you rush this guy and you push the tempo on him rather than keep it technical, he does kind of cave under the pressure a little bit. His knockout, if you can go back and watch the one against Slim, which kind of elevated Slim into that level of, oh, this guy's serious. Yeah. It's a brutal knockout on the prime card. He's lost to Anthony Taylor as well. So he's had some of his downfalls, and I think that's a chink in the armor for both guys, where if you rush him, they can panic a little bit and they go off the game. But I personally think both guys will be a bit more technical. But you're right, that left shot from Salt Papi, when it lands on your chin, you do feel that power.
Yeah, you're 100%. And I like his energy, man. Salt Papi, man. His vibe.
But a wrestler.
Different.
Yeah.
I was about to say as well, like the vibe. That's that's what I wanted to kind of talk about, because me and my cuz, we went to our first Misfits event. Which one was it, cuz, again?
It was when KSI fought the billionaire, David Hayes' friend.
That's
Elbow,
it.
Joe Fournier.
elbow.
Joe Fournier, yeah.
Fournier, yes. It was a good card, man. Nice WWE energy, Wembley Arena. It was just, yeah, man.
That's another thing. If you really deep how far these guys have come, like they are doing international events, and it's not, when I say international, it's not just we're going to America. We are making sure we're marking different territories, and when we're going there, we're not giving them a throwaway card. We're giving them one card that is going to be super, no pun intended, but that's essentially what it is. Going to Qatar, they know they've got a big following out there. But then if you look at the headline, Gibb versus Slim, again, background similar in terms of the Middle Eastern side of things. So it's a perfect main event for these guys to showcase. So it's super smart. And I've got to say one thing, like I've only recently started getting into the spaces, but Mams Taylor, considering it's not KSI, but I understand why, because I always say KSI is arguably the busiest man in the world. I'm going to put that out there. I'm going to put it out there, or just at least within the UK. But Mams Taylor, what he does in terms of having conversations with genuine fans, he'll do spaces, he'll highlight a few things that are upcoming, and then he says, have we got questions? The moderators will then pick out people, fighters will come on as well. You can have genuine, ask him a couple of questions there, so you are always in that interactive space. And I think, I get it, traditional boxing in terms of your Eddie Hearns, your Frank Warners may not necessarily have the time, but it would be good to see someone like your Frank Smith potentially come on a matchroom space, do that, allow fans the opportunity to ask questions about fighters, about potential fights, potential venues and stuff, because I think that's where Misfits excels. They know how to genuinely capitalize, but also hold a fan base and then be interactive with them. And I think I've always said traditional boxing lacks that.
No, you're 100% right, Abbas.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I agree with you completely.
I would say traditional boxing, it's coming back slightly, because I feel that before Turkey Al Sheikh got involved, these fights weren't happening. Now, gradually, we are seeing these fights happen. Do you know what I mean? We had season.
No, that's fine.
I have my last question, Abbas.
Go.
Who wins, KSI or Jake Paul?
Genuinely, okay, I'm going to say this. Depending on the rounds, if it is 8 3-minute rounds, I kind of lean towards KSI more.
Yes.
I'll say that Jake is the more polished fighter. He has that more traditional way of boxing. What people don't, when you watch KSI, he bounces around a lot. He's always got that, I say, a kangaroo jack stance, because he's always super bouncing and his hands are
from MVP, the style. The style.
Yeah, the UFC fighter.
That. It's crazy.
Literally is that,
Crazy.
But what he has that I don't think a lot of these guys will say, his cardio is ridiculously good. Because if you're constantly bouncing around for essentially 3 minutes for 6 to 8 rounds and you don't look tired, that's quite demoralizing for a fight. I don't think Jake has the best cardio. I'll say that. I don't think Jake has that. So I'll say if it's 8 3 minutes, I'm going to lean towards KSI. And I think that's probably what they would have to do, because they've set the benchmark here with Gibb and Slim, where when the best want to fight the best, or the top guys can do 8 3 minutes, I would be surprised if they didn't push the trigger. But realistically, that fight is so far off, unfortunately. I don't know if we get it. I don't actually know if we would ever get that fight.
The fight that needs to happen, Abbas, man. I can't lie. When you think about both guys as businessmen, as entrepreneurs, this is just like the brands. This is such a big opportunity for collaborations between brands and, a big event. This could be on Netflix. They've had documentaries on Netflix. It's just it'll be an easy one. Easy business for both guys.
Oh,
easy.
No, money-wise, it's crazy. But
crazy.
And I liken this to AJ versus Tyson Fury without His Excellency being part of it. Without Turkey being a part of it. We were there, but we never guaranteed that we were going to get that fight. It's the same with KSI and Jake. I think there was a moment where we thought that, then it fell through. And without Turkey Al-Sheikh coming in, we probably won't get that fight.
But what if Turkey gets involved in this one, though? What if he just says, you know what, I want to deliver this fight for the YouTube community?
I don't know if he's going to get involved. I don't know if he wants to do it, but that's the only thing. I liken it to that, where it's so hard to make, but the moment it happens, whatever year we're in, it's going to be the most watched boxing fight of the year, easily by a mile.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
If that fight happens here in the UK, KSI and Jake Paul, I think we should just all go, man.
Oh,
yeah,
no, I'll be there. I'll be there. They could do what I call a historic run. Like, can you remember Hatton, Floyd Mayweather, where they were going to internationally and stuff like that? They could do that. Every event will be solid. You could do stuff in New York, Puerto Rico, or London, wherever you want to do a press conference. It'll fly off the wall in terms of the genuine interest for it. But yeah, no, when I say this, it's a stadium fight. That's a stadium fight that fully sells out everywhere.
You could see it, man. You could just see the posters. There'll be a big debate about whose name's going to be first and coming into the ring first. What brands are going to be involved? You're going to see Prime everywhere. You're going to see MVP. It's just going to be, I think that would be a big global event. I agree with you. I think that'll be an international one. So let's try and make that happen, man. Let's try and make it happen.
If they have that fight,
big up to Eric, guys. Big up to Eric as well, man. Big up. I just wanted to say big up to Eric because he's obviously been supporting what we've been doing for such a long period of time. So big up to him, man. Circus, man. What was he saying?
No, I was saying Jake Paul vs KSI on the undercard. They should have a trilogy of Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. That will be huge numbers.
Do you know what? I wouldn't be shocked by that, but it's just like timing, I guess. Like, I know it sounds weird, but it depends, because are you going to market this as the biggest Misfits card, or are you going to market it as more of a traditional boxing card?
Has to be boxing.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing. How you market it, and I don't know if they would shy away from it. But like you said, because they'll have the core promotion side of things, yeah, I can see potentially that. I can't remember the Logan and KSI card when Eddie took over, but I think there might have been some traditional boxing on there, because I want to say there was a few boxers that were a bit annoyed that these two YouTubers are getting the headlines. But
yeah, it was on Sky. I don't know if you guys remember. It was on Sky Sports. Adam Smith, legend. He was commentating on it as well. So it was just,
Billy Joe Saunders fought on the undercard as well.
That's it, yeah. There you go. I remember there was there was a few big names on there that they did the job, but they were probably a bit annoyed the fact that they were on the undercard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Evan Haney was on the undercard.
Haney was on the undercard. Wow. Wow. That is mad. That is absolutely mad. So you're saying Haney and Billy Joe Saunders was on this undercard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They could. I think you could probably get Teofimo Lopez on the undercard somehow, or stack it up somehow where sneak a few good fights in. But yeah, for sure, if that happens, first thing you got to do is do like a global press tour. Yeah, no, I 100% agree. But a big press tour. But yeah, cuz obviously we're gonna wrap up the show as well. Abbas, once again, big up to you. Like, you need to get your flowers for the great work that you do, my brother. I appreciate it.
And, just let the people know, my brother. How can they follow you? Just let them know how they can follow you.
IG, Twitter, Abbas Yunus with 3 underscores. Hopefully tomorrow I get my interview with one of my heroes. If I can get my Derek Chisora interview tomorrow, I'm 1/5 away from retiring from sports media.
Oh no, Abbas, we need
1/5 away.
Don't do that enough.
You got to realize that when I say 1/5, the names I've got in my head, they're very hard to get.
No, man, no.
As I said to Aisha, I need my Canelo swear off. I get to swear to him in Spanish. He can swear to me in English, and I can shake hands with him.
Yeah, bro. Big up to you. Make sure everyone tunes into that series as well. Just getting to know Abbas. Abbas talks about everything, his story, how he came up to the industry, you know, his involvement in different sports. Like Abbas, man, you are a superstar. For me, you are the number one WWE fan as of right now. In terms of right now, I'm more old school, man.
You know, I've been banging out WWE 2K 24.
24.
Have you played it?
What's it like, cuz? What's it like, cuz, man?
That's the one thing. That's the one thing I can't do, man. Like, you know, the older games, I'm so used to them. The newer games, the controls feel too difficult, man. There's a lot going on in it.
Yeah, you know,
it's easy. It's easy to control. Trust me. Once you get it, what console is it? PlayStation 4 or Xbox?
PS5 that I've got it on. PS5. I think I've got it somewhere on PS5, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, no, trust me. It's at the moment I'm reliving WrestleMania, like when Hulk Hogan fought Andre the Giant. I'm literally just reliving it. Like it's actually, trust me, it's mad. I don't want to give too much away, but you play the game, you'll be like, this is actually alright. But I do miss the old SmackDown. You know, like I'm talking about back in PS2, SmackDown 1 and 2. But
SmackDown has to be the best one, cuz, man. It has to be the best one because it had that unlimited season mode, so you could play from 1999 all the way up to 2024, man, or whatever. Like, best game, man. But cuz, wrap up the show for us, obviously. Before we cut off, here's a quick word from our sponsors, D-Rock. Mr. Sports Entertainment, 40% off.
Listen, guys, thank you for tuning in. We're back here again on Sunday. Remember, there's a big event happening tomorrow, Misfits. The main event is, I believe, Gib and Slim. Make sure you tune in. I'm assuming we've got a watch along for that. Should do.
I'm gonna try to do a post show with Raw. I'm trying to hopefully do that depending.
Reaction. What were you giving us? A reaction? At least a reaction.
I'm hoping to do a reaction show with Rob when he's out there as well after the event.
Yeah. Crossover episode 11. Abbas is just giving you the sneak preview of what that's gonna be. So yeah, cuz big up to you. Big up to the community. Keep supporting. Keep following. Keep liking. Just keep doing everything. Keep sending good energy. And the more energy you send, the better shows that we can produce on our end, just to, give you tremendous content, because we've got guys like Abbas, the man, Eunice, and we have Chris, Mr. Sports Entertainment, Biyenge.
You forgot BBC, Big Black Chris.
Oh, yes, that's his wrestling name.
That's my wrestling name.
That was his wrestling name when we were kids. That was his wrestling name. BBC, Big Black Chris.
It was actually electrifying, but anyway, stay tuned. Obviously, we've got another, there's an upcoming event taking place this Saturday. You've got Edwards and Yafari. Is it Yafar? I call him Yafar.
Yafar.
Yeah. So, guys, look, just have a lovely, productive week, and peace and love.
Peace and love.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. I start my card with a sweet one, please.